All right, I just wanted to recollect some people's memory in regards to the matter. I will tie it together in a minute, but I wanted to go over something else. So this is the article, right? It says DeWanna Bonner raises eyebrows by joining Caitlin Clark on Indiana Fever. That was February of this year, the 10th of 2025. And it says the Indiana Fever introduced DeWanna Bonner as their newest player, which was back in February. And a six-time All-Star, Bonner comes to the Indiana for her 16th season after averaging 15.9 points, 6 rebounds, 2.6 assists, 1.2 steals across the past 5 seasons with the Connecticut Sun. But her team choice for the 2025 season was considered surprising by some. And then, quote unquote, as Dewana Bonner said, my inbox is like, are you joking? Are you really coming here? At her introductory press conference, they thought it was a prank or something. Last season, when the Sun eliminated the Fever in the WNBA playoffs, Bonner exchanged shoves and words with the Indiana rookie star Caitlin Clark, whose arrival jolted the league's popularity. Now you know why I played that clip at the beginning before we read this article. And then she says, I'm glad you asked that question because my inbox was going crazy about the moment Bonner said on Monday, well, on Monday back in February, when asked how she and Clark would get along as teammates. And she says, but I think it's just two competitive players that want to win and push their team to get over the finish line. It's playoffs, so emotions are high, attention is high. But I just couldn't be more excited to step on the court with Caitlin. We actually had a great workout this morning. I think we should just feed we I think we just feed well off each other. So I'm just here to hopefully give my leadership advice. I don't feel like I need to push her to be any type of player that she is and already is. And I'm just happy to be here. And I hope that I can give her some knowledge to take her game to a different level. So when I retire, she can pass that along to other players. Coming into this league is not easy by any means, especially her path. But to see what she's already done for this league and this organization is kind of insane. And you don't see that a lot in rookies. So hopefully, like I said, I can make her life a lot easier. Not just her, the whole team, but hopefully she can make my life a lot easier. And you got to give her credit for not only giving respect, but kudos to Caitlin Clark, right? So that situation that I showed you guys in the clip earlier, which was this clip when they were shoving each other, also highlights something bigger, um, an ongoing issue with the WNBA culture itself. In this league, the lines between personal and professional lives are thinner than ever. Players are encouraged to be authentic, bring their full selves to the game, and that's a powerful thing. But it also means when tension hits, it's rarely just about basketball. Bonner's relationship with other players, the visibility of off court dynamics, the emotional weight of being a veteran on a high profile team, all of it gets magnified. And when fans criticize performances or questions commitment, some players, even family members, react emotionally. Remember when Natasha Howard's partner publicly blasted fans for criticizing her play? That wasn't an isolated case. It was part of a larger pattern where criticism, even if it's fair, gets taken as a personal attack. But here's the reality. When you're on this biggest stage, on the biggest stage, or the biggest, you're going to get heat. It's part of the job. And if the Fever truly are Americans' team now, then their players have to be ready for the spotlight, just like the Cowboys, the Lakers, or the Yankees. If Bonner's not okay with the scrutiny, or if the locker room can't handle the noise, then this is much of a bigger problem than just a missing player, right? Because if you want to talk about the facts, DeWanna Bonner has been missing from the Indiana Fever lineup since June 10th, 2025. That's over 2 weeks with no on court presence, no official injury update, and barely a word from the team. The official line, personal reasons, right? And this is the sentiment of the overall individuals reacting to her not being there for public reasons of being on the court. Jason Wicklock says DeWanna Bonner disappeared for personal reasons. WNBA seems a little more casual than men's professional leagues. Come and go as you please. I'm new to the league. Is this common? So you have that, right? And this was Stephanie White words in regards of her for personal reasons.
How is she doing? Is there any timeline for her return?
Yeah, she's doing well. She's doing well. Again, no timeline. I think it's day to day, and for us to just make sure that we're continuing to be supportive of DB and her.
How is she doing? Is there any?
All right. So you have that, right? And mind you, things got a little bit awkward because a lot of fans are also having this sentiment of now DeWanna Bonner has deleted all of the fever posts on her IG except one. Something is up, right? And this is the only one that's on DeWanna Bonner Instagram, as you guys can see. And also now DeWanna Bonner's banner is not on the, not a part of the rest of the banners of the team, right? So if you want to see, let's see if we can check out DeWanna Bonner's Instagram, right? This is her Instagram. We scroll down, scroll down. This is the fever post. This is the third post. She pinned it on her Instagram. But other than that, you don't see nothing else. That's just that, right? So as you guys can see, not much, right? You guys seen it was just that pinned only fever post that she has, which is this one, right? So, um, in professional sports, now that we have seen all of that, that usually means something is going on behind the curtain, and the silence only makes it louder. And then come the Instagram purge. Bonner wiped out almost every post related to the Indiana Fever from her account, everything except one. In today's game, where players use social media as a personal press release, that move speaks volumes. And that's not an accident. That's a statement. Because what is she really trying to say? Is she done with the team, sending a message to the front office, protesting her role or the direction of the squad? We don't know for sure, but the time in the radio silence and the erasure of the Fever team from her online identity suggests that there's more going on than just a personal day off. And let's be honest, when a WNBA veteran deletes nearly every trace of her current team, you're not talking about routine rest or a minor locker room spat. You're talking about something bigger and possibly irreversible, right? And here's the thing nobody really says out loud. The Indiana Fever didn't just get Caitlin Clark. They inherited an entirely new spotlight. And this isn't any other WNBA team anymore. This is America's team now, whether the league was ready for it or not. Because if you think about it, every game is nationally televised. Every stat, every reaction, every sideline glance gets broken down on social media in real time. It's like the Dallas Cowboys effect. Love them or hate them, they dominate the conversation. And that kind of attention changes everything. And for a seasoned vet like DeWanna Bonner on the screen, as you can see, who used to be respected and celebrated, suddenly being under a microscope might be jarring. But every missed shot, every headline, every turnover, a Twitter debate, when you're on the Fever right now, you don't just play, you perform on a national stage every single night. And maybe that pressure is wearing thin. Maybe it's not about just playing basketball no more. Maybe it's about navigating the politics of a team built to around a rising superstar where the legacy players are expected to shrink to fit the new narrative. That kind of pressure, it doesn't just break rookies, it can wear down even the toughest vets, and Bonner's absence might be a sign that it's already happening. What you think? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. But let's not dance around it. Something does feel off inside the Fever locker room, and it might just not be about Bonner. Head coach Stephanie White has also been in and out this season with very little clarity from the team. No updates, no strong leadership presence. And the media, just vague reassurances and day-to-day quotes. And it's a situation that's tense. That kind of vagueness only adds fuel to the fire. And it's possible this friction between Bonner and the coaching staff, it's not unheard of, especially when a veteran feels like she's being misused or disrespected. Let's not forget, right? Bonner, let's check it out. Bonner has started look at it. Look at the stats. This is DeWanna Bonner. You can make this up. Bonner has started almost every game of her career. This year, she's coming off the bench in some games. Now, I know as you get older, you become a veteran, you usually want to play that chill back role and you want to give advice and be more of the centric, or you want to be more of the um central piece of the team to keep everything intact. But maybe she's not accepting that role. Maybe she still want to be active out there in these streets, playing and being a starter that she has been doing every game of her career. And this year she's been coming off the bench. That's a massive role shift from a former all-star. Maybe she feels sidelined. Maybe she doesn't buy into the system. Or maybe she just maybe there's a bigger disagreement about this team and how this team is being ran or being run. And when you have a locker room with strong personalities, a hyped out rookie sensation, national media breathing down your neck, and unclear leadership from the bench, That's a recipe of conflict or for conflict. Quiet, subtle, subtle, behind the scenes, tension that eventually boils over. And Bonner going completely MIA might be the first visible crack in what's happening internally within Indiana Fever. And if you look at the numbers, because while the drama is loud, the stats are even louder, right? Last season, DeWanna Bonner, right? Last season, DeWanna Bonner was averaging 15 points. Um, she was averaging about like 15 points per game. She was an all-star at 36 years old, proving she could still dominate, right? If you look within her stats, because all right, that was this is Indiana the last 5 games. And if you really look at it in 2025, if you go 2024 in the Connecticut Sun, she was about 15 points. That was in 2024, and then she went to Indiana right here. That's highlighted. So, but she was averaging about 15 points, as you guys can see right here. The first highlight before the Indiana Fever team, as you guys see. Uh, Look. Fast forward to this year, you guys can see she's averaging 7.1 points per game. Her rebounds are nearly cut in half, down from 6 to under 4 per game. Her field goal percentage down a full 7%, and she's only started in 3 games all season. That's just not a minor slump. That's a dramatic drop off. And now, is age a factor? Of course. Um, she's 37 and is in this league that's getting faster every year. But players like Bonner don't just vanish overnight. Something else is happening here. When a player roles shrink and their production drops, it changes everything: confidence, locker room status, even relationship with coaches, especially for a vet who used to be in the go-to leader. And so you have to ask, did the Indiana Fever bring Bonner in just to mentor, or did she come expecting to compete and now feels boxed out? Either way, her vanishing act might be less about rest and more about frustration, right? And I just want to close, family, and get you guys' thoughts with everything and leave it here as I close, because I find this quite interesting. So, what's really going on with DeWanna Bonner? Is it pressure? Is it age? Is it tension with Caitlin Clark, the coaching staff, or just the weight of being under national spotlight every single night? No one's giving answers, and the silence is only making things worse. One thing's clear: this team, the Indiana Fever, isn't just dealing with basketball problems. They're dealing with identity problems, chemistry problems, and maybe even leadership problems. What do you think is happening behind the scenes? Is it about minutes and performance, personality clashes, or something deeper we haven't seen yet? Drop your thoughts down in the comments below, family. And if you're fired up about the truth behind the headlines, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because this story is far from over. Peace.